Y'all good? Or want to talk through it? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Hello.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay. Y'all good?
I think we can walk through it. I think, right, Chris?
Let's go then. So I haven't created my what we on now? CTE. So I have not created my CTE. But this the logic. I need my documentation. Okay. So I got my select statement. Oh, you know what? Let's walk through it just like exactly how I did it. So I right clicked my patients table. I selected my top 1,000 rows. I got rid of that top 1,000 because it's a limit. I named that patients table P. We said patients, what was that? And medical tests. So I'm selecting all of those columns from that patients table. Now I need that medical test table. So I'm going to left join my patients table to my medical test table. M on P dot patient ID equals M dot patient ID. What did I need from my medical test table? Result.
Yes. Test date, test.
Okay, test date and test date. Did it have? It was like this. Okay. Now I'm gonna get that squiggly line because it's basically saying this column is ambiguous. So where you pulling it from? Okay, I want it from my patient's table. Okay. Select. Execute. This is my output. This is everything. I don't have any filters at all. Now I only want female patients. So which column would I use to filter out their data? Gender. Okay. And there we go. I built my query on top of like what I already had. I got rid of what I didn't need and I kept what I needed. Now, the next thing is to create a CTE. So if I create my CTE, I'm going to use this same logic because, we already know it works. So I'm just going to say with, say female patients. As, open up my parentheses, close my parentheses, and then I got to come down here and select from my CTE. Now, if I wanted to take my CTE, which is I already had this complex analysis. If I wanted to take my CTE and let's say I wanted to join it to my appointments table, I can join this CTE right to my appointments table. Like I could take this CTE and join it to another table. The same way. And therefore, you're able to use the patient ID equals. You're able to use that imbalance. Oh, okay. Yeah, my own statement. See, I be doing it too sometimes. And there you go. I'm able to take my CTE and join it to whatever, anything else I need. And I don't have to keep rewriting the same thing over and over again. It's taking a while. But it'll just extract my appointments data as well. Any questions on that? Okay. Now this is our last one. It's with the window function. Now in session 2, we did aggregate functions. And we just talked about it a little minute ago with what Shanice was talking about when she sees the count it is, the total is, in the pie chart. And I was saying that that's an aggregate analysis. Like you're able to look at that and I'm able to say, okay, well, this is the total of that. This is the max of that. This is the min of that, whatever the case is. Window functions is a type of function as well. So aggregate function, we dealt with the aggregate function. And it allows us to perform our calculations, but on full categories. Like how remember when we did the aggregate function, it was like, what's the average price by product? What's the total price by customer? Whatever that categorization is, I'm able to do my analysis, calculate my analysis, but also categorize my data as well. That's the aggregate function. A window function allows us to perform calculations, but it's to a subset of windows. So we're able to perform our calculations, but we also can still have visibility to the rest of the data as well. With that ag function, it's going to collapse. Give me the price average of this, max of this, min of that. That window function is going to give us whatever we need, and we'll also be able to see every last one of our records as well. So it's going to keep it as a running total as opposed to collapsing that analysis. And it's essentially like across a subset of rows, which is technically why they claim it's called window. Because it's like across a window of data. But that's still weird to me. But anyway. So the 3 window functions that we're going to focus on today are row number, rank, and dense rank. Row number does exactly what it says it's going to do. It assigns a row number to each row within a partition. And I'm going to talk to y'all about what a partition means as well. Within row numbers, you get no duplicates. It's literal row numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4. It just goes through there and assign a row number. Rank. Rank assigns a ranking. It assigns a ranking, but if there are gaps, if there's duplicate values, it'll be a gap. For example, 1, 2, 3, like it'll say 1, 2, 2. And if you got 2 2s, it's not going to say 3 next time. It's just going to go right to 4. For like ties, that's how it treats the ties. Dense rank, same thing as rank, but it treats ties differently. It doesn't have gaps between values. So it's literally 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5. It just keeps going, like how we naturally do it in our natural language. But rank and dense rank, they're the same thing, but they just treat ties differently. Like if both data points is the exact same thing, it's going to treat them differently. Now let's get into the syntax. Let's get into how you have to like create your window function. Here we have our select, column. We got our columns. Now y'all remember in session 3 when we got into case statements, and I was telling y'all how when we create case statements, you treat that case statement like a column. Window functions, you do the same thing. You treat that window function like a column because it very much so is. And your output is going to create a whole new column with your analysis. So we have select, column. Here we get right into our window function. You say your window function. Here we have rank. Open up your parentheses, close your parentheses. You literally gonna do it just like this. It looks weird, but that's literally how it go. We got our window function rank, and then we say over. What are you performing your analysis on? What is your window function going to be on? What's the window? What's the window of data? So rank over. And then I'm going to open up my parentheses. Partition by this column. Order by this column in descending order. As we get right into them aliases again, we've been doing this all day today and in our last session too. As rank value. Do this analysis, but call it this from this table. What this window function is doing is it is ranking the department, it is ranking the salaries in descending order by department. Partition means separating. What are you separating your data? How separate your data? So when I say partition by, I'm saying separate it by this column, order it by this column. Perform a rank though over, this is my analysis. Separate it by this column, order it by this column. The only reason, and I am not even sorry for this, the only reason I understand this is because of Beyonce. Beyonce, when she got the partition song, and it's like, okay, driver, roll up the partition, separate the driver in the back seat. Okay, you trying to separate your data. That's literally the only reason I can understand this. Even to this day, I'm like, okay, partition by, separated by this column, order it by that column in descending order. So what this is doing is separating it by department, but ordering it by salary. So each department go be separate, and I want the salary in descending order. So in my output, which you'll do in a minute, in your output, you'll see your employee information, your salary information, and you'll also see your ranks, your rank value, basically. So that is rank, dense rank, and row number. And those are window functions. And they allow you to perform calculations, but they also allow you to maintain the data integrity of that full table. Whereas the aggregate functions allow you to do your calculation, but it's going to collapse the data. It's going to give you the average by status, the average by product, the average by this. Window functions are very much so going to calculate your stuff, but you can still see your other records as well. Any questions on it? So for this, let's go back to our let's go back to our order CB, because we can do all three like literally on the same table. Go to my table. And for this one, let's go in our payments table and let's rank our I need a rank of amount by payment method. A rank of amount by payment method. So let's go in our payments table and rank the amount in descending order. Use this, but like don't get in your head too much, because I swear to y'all, I was a senior analytics engineer. That means I had been in the space for, I don't know, like maybe like 9 years at that point. And I was still like, now I'm pretty comfortable and confident with these, but I still very much so struggle with them in that role. And the reason that I had to use them in that role is because I was having to pull roll numbers. Like that, the stakeholder Shanice was only needing like the last 1,000 records and like all that type of stuff, and I had to learn how to do it. And like I was literally forced to like learn how to do it. I avoided this for years, but like, and I still will, but I'll do it. Like, but yeah. So don't be too hard on yourself. Now your joints and stuff like that, you need to at least have a good understanding of them. But this here, like, be exposed to it. But I give you a pass on this.
So can we go straight to the walkthrough because I already know what I'm about to do. I don't even.
Okay, I'm gonna do it. I definitely.
Know what I'm about to do. Okay.
Let's go then.
Because I understand this. I feel like if I try to
do it, you gonna
may confuse myself or something.
Yeah, let's go to it. Let's go through it. And let me. Okay. I'm gonna share my screen when I'm using this.
Okay, you gotta go slow, Loretta. You gotta go slow.
Okay. What I say? Amount and descending order. Okay. Okay. Uh-oh. Let me write what I did. Okay. So here I rank the amount by payment method in descending order. Oh, I need payment method too. Okay, perfect. This is the perfect example. So I needed the rank by payment method in descending order. This is what I did. This is what my analysis is. So here I got my select statement. I ain't do nothing but right click and select my top 1,000 rows and build on here. I just kept everything I needed in here and got rid of what I don't need, but I needed everything. So here I have my payment ID. That's going to show up in my output. My order ID. That's going to show up in my output. Payment date, amount, payment date, amount, payment method here, and my rank value. Do you see how this rank value is showing up as a column? Now, I got my rank. That's my window function. That's them parentheses. They go just like that. What am I performing my window function on? Okay, let's get into it. Rank over. Open up my parentheses. Partition by, separated by payment method. I'm separating it by payment method. You see all these bank transfers grouped together. Separated by payment method. Order by amount in descending order. So y'all see it's separated by payment method and it's ordered by amount in descending order. So I got it separated by payment method, but ordered by amount in descending order. And it's going right down in descending. And then here is my rank value. I'm literally ranking it. Okay, 1, 3, 5. Like it's going to literally rank it by amount in descending order. And this is a window function. Whereas the aggregate function, let's say I wanted the average amount by payment method. So let me comment this out so y'all can see them like right on top of each other and see what I mean when I say they different. So with the aggregate function, let's say I want the average amount and y'all notice we got our window function, we got our aggregate function here, we got our function and we got our parentheses and we open it up just like how we did in our window function. So I got my average amount by payment method here. And you see how this is collapsed. I got the average amount by payment method all together. But in my window function, I still got my data integrity of every last one of them rows. This is my egg function. And up top, this is my window function. I still pretty much got the same thing, but now I got all my data with this one. So that's the purpose of a window function. Give me an analysis, but I also want to see all of my data too. I want both of them. So that's the point of it. And that's how it works too. And your syntax is going to stay the same from rank, dense rank. Like it's just the same. You're just going to change it up like this. But it's the same way. But like I said, Akira, I already know how you are. Don't try to do, like, it's okay. If I tell you, this is like considered what you need to be focusing on is what is like really, really, really focusing on your joins, your filtering, your data relationships, data dependencies, that type of stuff. This is like very advanced concepts. So, yeah, you know what they are. You've heard of them. You can go back and practice. I would never tell you to like, whatever. But you're exposed to it. And like you know what they're used for. They're essentially used for if I want to do an analysis, but I want to maintain, I want to see my data as well. That's what they're used for. But what you're doing now is very much so what you need. This is exposure. This is considered, I think they're considered like very advanced. But I do like to make sure that y'all have a yep, it's considered advanced SQL. I do like to make sure that y'all have a very good exposure of this. Like you have been exposed to it. You have probably seen this before, like especially like if you are doing something like what Shanice's doing, like you getting your data extracts. You've probably seen it before, but just probably didn't know the logic that you need to get to it. But this is the logic for it. It's a window function. Any questions? Okay. So how y'all feel? Y'all okay? Look, ma'am, I'm tired of this little ear.
No. It's just the fact that learning all of this is so helpful. It's like I want more classes. I hate to tell you that, but like I just want more meetings and more learning and more practice. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's such great knowledge, to actually be able to. But I'm a slower learner, so it's like I have to perfect one before I can add on.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I can understand it, but I need to know how to understand it and then do it.
Mm-hmm.
So practice is gonna make perfect for me. But it's like I want to learn more. I really like how you explain things because sometimes my brain just it doesn't click until just
You watch your recording, yeah.
learn it. Yeah, I definitely need to record it, but it's like I just feel like there's so much more to learn. Like I'm just very interested in definitely like want to just continue learning. I know this is the last session and we can practice and stuff like that. So I'm definitely going to be utilizing that. Because this was a lot. Even this class right here, we learned even more than we did last class. In my opinion, we learned a lot last class.
Mm-hmm.
And then this class really got in depth.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, yeah, I just, I want to know. I'm like, what am I going to do next Saturday? I could be learning more. And I'm just going to be like, okay.
And you know what,
What do you
Karen?
say?
I was actually talking to somebody last night on TikTok. Um, so the person I was talking to is what is called a product manager, like in tech, like yeah, like your product owners and your product manager. He's a product manager, like a director actually of like a software company. We connected on LinkedIn. But one thing that we were discussing like in that conversation is the fact that like you literally never stop learning. And I think that there is, like, even with me, like, there's an expectation that, like, yes, I'm an expert. Like, I'm an expert level, I'm an SME, I'm all of it. But I'm still very much so always like, okay, that's cool. Okay. Like, you're literally always learning. And even with me, there are times to where I teach y'all. And like today, prime example today, when Tonki was like, okay, well, like a table of contents. And I'm like, you know what? There are times with y'all to where it changes the way I view things as well. And I said all that to say the fact that like you are one of those people. Oh, I just saw Sharon's post in the chat. But the fact that you are one of those people that's like, I want to know more, that's literally how you're gonna drive your career. Your role that you in now, use it as leverage for the next role. Each of your
Nah, I
roles.
feel like I'm going to be bored, man. I feel like I'm
You are. I told
I'm
you,
gonna be like
Akira.
I can already tell.
I told you get them 6 months. I told you that. I told you get them 6 months and put some time on my calendar. I got a consultation this week. I think. I think it's this week. It got to be this week. With one of my students that finished up in October. She finished up in October. I actually featured her as a student a month last month. She finished up in October. She got a job offer in December, and she started her role in January. Okay, it's June. I mean July, and she scheduled a consultation on my session. And this will make it better. She got a HIM data analyst role. Like she came from medical billing and code, and she got an HIM data analyst role. Mind you, she's a data analyst. And she put some time on my calendar for this week and was like, I'm ready to level up. I said, well, let's go then. Because you've been in your role for 6 months now. You feel comfortable. You're literally in the field now and you ready to continue to grow. That's what you're supposed to do. I said, well, okay then, let's go. She said, the console meeting said, I made my 6 months. I'm ready to go. I said, let's go then. Because everything that you do, like even if when I'm in my space now, I still be aligning with stuff that's like, okay, what's gonna like stretch me just a little bit. I ain't trying to be stressed out now. But like, what project can I be on that allows me to use what I have, but pushes me just a little bit deeper into something that I don't know what I'm doing, even now. And so I said, okay, well, let's go. You've been in there for 6 months. Let's start strategizing on your next role. You want some more money? Let's take inventory of what you've been doing for the past 6 months. And if you feel like you want to start going into another lane or another role, or like now she's an HIM data analyst, you want to start applying and looking for like senior roles or whatever the case is, then let's go because you got your experience now. So the fact that like you have that mindset to be like, okay, I'm gonna use this and I want to know more. Do your whole career like that because Akira, when I tell you, you got a raise with this role, you got your next role gonna be 100K plus. And I'm just not saying that. I really do think that it's very much so realistic because of at this point, I think you 2 years in. Am I right? Okay. You 2 years in, you are still gaining experience within data. You're an analyst already. You can leverage that very much so to be at least like I would say like high 80s to low 90s. I wouldn't believe it. And it's very much so attainable for you because you have the experience. So everything you do is like, okay, let me like, a little bit. And that's literally how you gonna grow. When I say I still doing that, my friend joked and was like, girl, you always be applying. You right. You right. I'ma still be looking. I'ma still go in there. And I told my manager last week, our data team works side by side with our infrastructure team. Like when we have our calls and we gotta share our screen and do all our stuff, I'm on there with people from infrastructure. I told my manager just like 3 weeks ago, I was like, I want to start doing like infrastructure work. He said, well, let's go then. I said, okay, well, let's go. I know this stuff. Let me like start getting into like the cloud and like infrastructure. I know this stuff like the back of my hand, and we working side by side with them. So let me go over there. So that mindset, that's what you need to do because that's how you gonna get your money. You're not gonna get your money by saying, okay, well, I know it and I'm gonna sit down. Not in this climate. You gonna get this money by 6 months to a year and let me be intentional on gaining my skills and learning what I need to learn. And then the next one gonna stretch you out a little bit. You ain't gonna know everything, but you gonna know enough to get some more money.
Building those relationships through along the way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Even when at your current role, like now, like I said, I work side by side with infrastructure. Like, for example, Exhibit A, early in the conversation, what Shanice was saying, that is exactly what you need to be doing. Okay, you working with someone that is providing data to you. Talk to them people. She's an analyst. She's giving you data. You're a stakeholder. You're a consumer. You have the skills. I know what she over there doing because I've done it before. And that's literally how you just go through, okay, stretch it out a little bit. Okay, this role. Okay, this task. Literally task and project. I didn't know PowerShell before this role. I didn't have PowerShell on my resume. None of that. I had to do a PowerShell script and baby, it's on my resume now. Like, and that's just how you do it.
I got it. I received it for real.
Yeah, because I mean, I think the same way with Shanice. When I saw Shanice's resume, I was like, you're there. At this point, is doing what you're doing. You got the skills, and you're starting to view things differently, and you're starting to look through things through a lens of like that bird's eye view. Okay, we not doing this no more. I told y'all that at our touch point. When we at our touch point, we not doing them tasks no more. That's not what we do. That's not what we do. And from this moment on, start looking at stuff differently. Start challenging how you view things. Start challenging how you see things. If somebody gives you data, start thinking about it. Don't just look at it like, okay, well, I got a data extract. No, think about it as if you was in their seat and what they did to give you what you needed.
What type of what type of role, like the role title, should we like be looking for now that we have this, going on? Like, say, you know what I mean? Because I'm so used to entry level, but I know I'm not there anymore. But I'm still like, I don't know exactly. I know we're not like senior level or anything like that, but what type of roles, like outside of just like data analyst, um, should we even be looking into with everything that we learned? Like,
I think with y'all, and not even with y'all, because I do the same thing. I think with y'all, let me share my screen. Oh, you see it. What was that? Oh, Okay, I think with y'all, the focus does not need to be on. Let me see what you're talking about. Okay,
The road.
let me get off of because I don't want to be telling all my